Creatures so alien, so disturbing, they seem like nightmares come to life. Meet the sea angel, a glowing, winged creature that looks heavenly until you find out it's actually a ruthless predator. From horror to adorable, this is the FlapjackOctopus. Unlike its creepy cousins, this little guy looks like a real-life cartoon character. Its gelatinous body lets it hover like a ghost, earning it the nickname the cutest octopus in the world. BobbitWorm. This worm waits hidden under the sand, then in a flash it slices prey in half with its razor-sharp jaws. But what about this? A pink, bloated sea cucumber that walks on stubby legs. That's the sea pig. These bizarre creatures use their tube feet to scavenge food, making them the vacuum cleaners of the deep. Dumbo octopus. It looks adorable, but it lives thousands of feet below the ocean in complete darkness. Big-fin squid, Magnapin sp. Why it's mysterious, has absurdly long, dangling tentacles that drag across the seafloor. Fun fact, scientists know almost nothing about its behavior. Giant larvation. Why it's mysterious, it builds huge mucus-like structures that can be over a meter long. It filters ocean water through its house to collect food. Vampire squid, Vampiroteuthis infernalis. Why it's mysterious, has webbed tentacles, red eyes, and can turn itself inside out. It's not actually a squid or an octopus, it belongs to its own unique group. And then there's the Gulper Eel, also known as the pelican eel. With a mouth so huge it can swallow prey almost its own size, this deep-sea predator looks like something from a horror movie. Japanese spider crab, the titan of the deep. With legs stretching up to 12 feet, it's the largest arthropod on the planet. But despite its monstrous size, it's actually a gentle giant, unless you're a smaller sea creature, of course. Giant siphonophore. At first glance, it looks like a floating horror movie creature, but in reality, it's a colony of tiny organisms working together. Emperor shrimp. Why it's mysterious. Rides on larger sea creatures like nudibranchs. It forms a symbiotic relationship with sea slugs, hitching rides and feeding on scraps. And then there's the giant isopod. Think of it as a deep-sea cockroach, but nightmare fuel. These armored scavengers feast on anything they can find, including whale carcasses. Costiciella sea slug. Why it's mysterious. Also known as the leaf sheep because it looks like a tiny cartoon sheep. It can perform photosynthesis like a plant, thanks to stolen algae in its cells. Now let's talk about nightmare fuel. The anglerfish is a real-life monster with a bioluminescent lure to attract prey. But here's the craziest part. In some species, the tiny males fuse into the females, turning into living sperm banks. Talk about a weird love life. CookiecutterShark. Why it's mysterious, leaves perfectly round bite marks on whales, submarines, and even humans. It latches onto prey and twists its body to carve out a chunk of flesh. Ever wondered what prehistoric sea creatures look like? The frilled shark is a living fossil, unchanged for millions of years. With rows of needle-like teeth and a snake-like body, it looks like it swam straight out of the Jurassic period. And speaking of terrifying, check out the Goblin Shark. It has an extendable jaw that shoots forward like an alien. This deep-sea horror can sense the electrical signals of its prey, making it a silent but deadly hunter. Viperfish, why it's mysterious, has long needle-like fangs that curve over its head. It can survive in extreme pressure zones that would crush most creatures. Black sea devil anglerfish. It was once caught on camera, and people thought it was a demon fish, but it's just an anglerfish, a terrifying one. Goosefish. Why it's mysterious. A deep-sea anglerfish with an oddly human-like face. Its lure is nearly invisible, tricking prey into its giant mouth. GreenlandShark. One of the oldest creatures on the planet. Some of them were alive when Leonardo da Vinci was painting the Mona Lisa. Now let's talk about those viral sea creatures that freaked everyone out. This bizarre, wriggling mass had the internet convinced it was an alien, but in reality, it was just a deep-sea polychaete worm. Why it's mysterious. Some species have bioluminescent bristles that make them look otherworldly. And this floating ghost? Some thought it was a new species, but it's actually a deep red jellyfish. Its eerie, glowing body just looks unnatural when captured in low-light cameras. Or what about this gelatinous blob? Some thought it was an undiscovered monster, but it's just a snailfish. At extreme depths, their bodies look like they're melting, but they're actually perfectly adapted to crushing pressures. The deep sea is full of creatures that defy our imagination. Some terrifying, some adorable, and some just downright weird. But one thing is for sure. The mysteries of the ocean are far from over. If you love this dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. What deep-sea creature freaks you out the most? Let us know in the comments.